I've been working on a total conversion mod for Crusader Kings 3 for a little while now, and I'd like to share some of the cultures and lore we've created so far. What you're looking at here is a rendition of the map in progress, not final, but a way to show the approximate borders of where these cultures will take root. With that in mind, let's explore some of the cultures of the Saga of Heisengard. In the far northwest lies Hellenheim. Its people are seafarers and raiders, bound by clan loyalties and vendettas that stretch back generations. They live by the creed of vengeance, an eye for an eye, a life for a life, and honor is measured not in words, but in the blood of enemies repaid. Hellenheimer culture is stoic and martial. Their longhouses cling to rocky coasts, their warbands sail into neighboring fjords, with shields painted in runes of defiance. Their traditions are harsh but unyielding. The sea demands resilience, and the mountains demand strength. To outsiders, they are seen as marauders. To themselves, they are seen as guardians of the ancestral lore, defending their way of life with relentless zeal. South of Hellenheimer stands Heisengard, where cruelty is not an accident of power, but its very foundation. Heisengardian culture exalts strength, conquest, and hierarchy. Only the ruthless rise, and the weak are crushed beneath the weight of law and ambition. To live as a Heisengardian is to accept the rule of tyrants, but also to bask in the pride of belonging to the strongest realm in the land. The people endure oppression for the same fervor that they deliver it unto others, convinced of their destiny to rule. To outsiders, Heisengard is feared as brutal conquerors. To itself, it is the heart of order, a realm where domination is destiny and all others exist to be ruled. Heading south, we enter the Desert of Dyes, a realm of heat, color, and survival. Here, life is painted across the dunes in brilliant pigments, flowing caravans, and jeweled cities rising from the wastes. At the desert center stand the Hudabi, rulers of Al-Hudabi and masters of the dye trade. Their artisans turn pigment into power, weaving silks and staining glass in colors unseen elsewhere in the world. Their courts are radiant with artistry, yet beneath the splendor lies a calculating pragmatism. Wealth is their weapon, and commerce their conquest. To the southwest dwell the desert folk, hardened nomads of the open sands. Their culture is defined by warcraft as much as survival, for they are warriors of the dry, Saharan horsemen and skirmishers who thrive where others falter. Masters of hit-and-run tactics, they strike swiftly across dunes, vanishing into the horizon before their enemies can respond. Though poorer than their Hudabi cousins, the desert folk's strength lie in mobility, endurance, and the harsh lessons of the desert itself. And to the east live the Drylanders, guardians of the frontier where desert meets mountain. Fiercely independent and rugged, they are both sentinels and traders, watching the passes that lead into the fertile Commonwealth. Their villages thrive on hard soil and vigilance, for they know that their realm is the desert shield, and its doorway into the lands beyond. That pass carries us into fertile valleys and riverlands where the Hellenheim Commonwealth takes root, a patchwork of peoples bound together by words, performance, and politics. First we have the Orchid folk, the gilded nobility of the Commonwealth's fertile south, defined by abundance, refinement, and knightly tradition. They embody the Golden Creed's ideals of wealth and artistry. Their courts glitter with tournaments and pageantry, knights in ornate plate, beneath banners bright as blooming fields. To their northern cousins they appear soft, yet their wealth funds castles, cavalry, and lavish diplomacy. The Orchid folk stand as the Commonwealth's polished face, cultured, strategic, and proud. Across the water, on the southeastern peninsula, lie the Hamletians themselves, the beating heart of the Commonwealth. Their realm is a stage of marble forums, timber halls, and coastal cities where debate and performance hold as much weight as steel. Governed by the Bard Lord himself, Hamlet, they embody the ideal rule of rhetoric, persuasion, and spectacle. Their assemblies echo with oratory. Their theatres spill into politics, and their politics are as dramatic as any play. North of the Hamletians, following the water inlet, lie the High Marches, the Commonwealth's mountain dwellers, forged in thin air and long winters atop the towering High March range. Their villages cling to crags and sheer valleys where icy winds demand resilience. Generations of hardship have bred a people of unyielding discipline, hardened against cold, hunger, and isolation. Their stone keeps and monasteries are austere, their attire simple but functional, feared and respected. The High Marches are remembered as grim zealots of steel. Crossing back over the river brings us to the North Marches. They are the stoic Highlanders of the Commonwealth's rugged north, forged in misty moors, steep ridges, and wind-lashed hills. Clan-bound and battle-hardened, they followed the way of the blades, valuing deeds over words and loyalty over wealth. Their warriors favor spears, claymores, and practical armor, fighting with cunning and grit rather than peasantry. To the Orchid folk they seem grim and unrefined, but to themselves they are the Commonwealth's spine of steel, unyielding, austere, and proud. Heading up north from the North Marches, we arrive in the lands of the Lundmen, Their settlements encircle the great tooth-shaped lake at the heart of their realm, and dense Lund forest dominates their borders. Though not technically a part of the Commonwealth, they interact with it often through trade and rivalry. At their head stands the Wolf of Lund Forest. The Lundmen prize freedom above law, cunning above rigid honor, and loyalty to kin above all else. Their forest home ensures they remain a constant thorn in the side of neighboring realms, unpredictable, rebellious, and impossible to subdue. Now moving on to some smaller city-states. Within the mountain pass that link the Drylanders Desert to the Orchidfolk Valleys lies Chesia, a small but fractious realm, guarded in the narrow roads between sands and fertile lands. The Chessians thrive in a land where every caravan, every army, and every rumour must pass. Their culture is quarrelsome and cunning, seeing life itself as a board game, every feud, alliance, and betrayal a calculated move upon their rugged hills. Strategy is their pride, but quarrels are their curse, making them both gatekeepers and tricksters of the high passes. And then east of the Hamletian valleys and at the crown of the High March Range lies a world apart, the Crater Temple of the Blades. Isolated in the mountains, their realm is a sanctuary of stone and steel. From this hidden stronghold comes a people who are feared and respected far beyond their borders. All born within the crater are raised from childhood in the arts of war. Swordsmanship and archery are drilled into them with unyielding discipline. Stragglers and exiles from other realms are welcome too, provided they devote themselves to the same rigorous path. For the Blades, strength of will and martial precision are the highest virtues. Their society is built on austerity, training, and mastery, a brotherhood of warriors who live as much in discipline as in steel. Following the river, we find the swamps of Slouptown. The inhabitants are the Sloops, twisted goblin-like outcasts despised by many. To themselves they are resilient, to all others they are vermin. The Sloops live under the shadow of Heisengard's oppression, their culture shaped by centuries of scorn and subjugation. Stories about them spread faster than truth. Some call them tricksters, others dangerous mutants, half-mad or unfit for mercy. The reality is harsher. These Sloops are not defined by choice, but by exile. Their survival is their defiance, and their very existence an insult to those who would rather they vanish. Despised, mocked, and feared in equal measure, the Sloops endure as a living reminder that even the lowest and the most broken can cling to life. Moving northwest is Hibernia. It is a land of brooding valleys, mist-laden moors, and crag-crowned mountains. Once a proud northern kingdom, but now a realm in decline. Its fortified towns and cathedral-spired cities bear the scars of storms, earthquakes, and internal strife. The nobility squabbles under the weary rule of Lord Zanch of Hibernia, while their famed Great North Tower lies in ruins. Once a bastion of magical scholarship and fortress building, Hibernia's influence wanes as stronger neighbours rise. Yet despite decline, Hibernia endures. Its culture blends austere magical traditions, stonework fortifications, and bardic laments that echo through its mist-shrouded valleys. Heading back southeast, the Weesians are an isolationist people, often exiled from surrounding lands and mistrusted wherever they travel. Their tower was founded by Sivan Weiss, a renegade sorcerer forced to flee Hibernia after breaking arcane laws. To outsiders, they appear distant but benevolent, offering fragments of wisdom and guidance. Yet beneath this facade, their magisters quietly seize Gloamish and Sloops alike for secret experiments. Those taken are never seen again, though their people believe only good was done. Like livestock led to sheds, they trust, never knowing the truth. The Gloamish are a cousin culture to the Sloops, though unlike their swamp-born kin, they live free of Heisengard's oppression. Like the Sloops, they are expert scavengers, combing past battlefields for armor, tools, weapons, and anything that can aid their survival. Moving more west, we find the Grove, a realm so steeped in beauty and wonder that many across the western lands doubt it exists at all. To merchants of the Holy Commonwealth, it is a fey kingdom of bardic fancy. Even seasoned explorers swear that when they travel east, the woods themselves shift, swallowing paths and erasing landmarks. Yet deep within this ever-blooming wilderness stands its ruler, the nymph King Jeepi. Hedonism, art, and harmony with nature define their culture, yet beneath the splendor lies a subtle strength. Illusions, hidden paths, and unseen archers shield the realm. No army has ever marched on the Grove and returned to tell of it. Heading north is Magholm. It's a wild and sovereign realm of jagged peaks, pine-choked valleys, and windswept high plateaus. Crowned by the Mountain of Mag, the tallest peak in the known world, its people, the Magfolk, are a hardy highland culture bound by clan loyalties, warrior tradition, and a deep reverence for the great mountain itself, believed to be alive, watching, and shaping the fates of those who dwell beneath its shadow. At the heart of Magholm's identity stands its towering chieftain, Mag of the Mountain, both a warlord and spiritual figure. Songs tell of him wrestling stags in the snow, walking barefoot across frozen cliffs, and speaking to the mountain in dreams. His presence unites a fractious land, where clan chiefs, druids, and shamans interpret the will of the peak. Under Mag of the Mountain's indomitable rule, Magholm remains the fortress of faith and steel, a place where every storm is a prophecy, every blade an heirloom, and every soul a child of the mountain. Moving east into the islands, Gaul. It's a realm of hidden wealth and unrivaled mastery, a nation that prospers in total isolation. At its heart rises not a natural peak, but a colossal man-made mountain, a spire of stone and steel that towers above and plunges deep below the island's surface. Its people, the Gaulites, are half-dwarves, who turn their strength inward, building a society of glittering halls, towering works, and vast hydroponic gardens that sustain them without need of trade. In their eyes, Gaul requires nothing from the outside world, and so nothing is given in return. Gaulite culture exalts science, precision, and self-sufficiency. They are philosophers, craftsmen, and engineers whose inventions remain secrets locked within their spire. To conquer them would be near impossible. To join them, unthinkable. In Gaul, prosperity is absolute, but it is prosperity for themselves alone. From tyrants to traders, zealots to dreamers, these cultures form the living world of the Saga of Heisengard. Each is a story waiting to be told. Which would you lead? So that is the end of this video. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. There will be more updates in the future, and for those who watched until the end, here is a couple snippets of some future content.